is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen? Day traders, cloud swing traders. Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys all had a good weekend. Let me know if you guys did anything fun. It was we got fall activities. It was football. There was a lot of things happening. So it was pretty fairly good weekend. But I hope everyone's doing good. We got Albert in the house. Good morning to you. Good morning to Bill, Brad, Chris. We got Corey. Good morning to D, Diane. We got George, Georgia, Jay, Jeffrey. Good morning to Joe, John. Kevin, Marius, Martina, Michael, Mike. We got Rick, Shane, Tim. Good morning to all you guys. All my people out on YouTube land. Good morning to you. Brian. We got Fitz in the house. Good morning to you. We got Joe, Jennifer. We got Clarice. All my lurkers in the background. So, Cass, I love you. Hit that like and subscribe button. Joe says I missed that coin trade. I'm in it. I'm in. I don't know if are you talking about the same one that I was taking or different setup. But so far I'm in it. We did talk about it on Friday, I think, as well. But yeah, we'll see what's happening. Otherwise, we got potential ceasefire, temporary ceasefire over the weekend for Iran Israel. So positive news for the market. And then they're trying to get into longer term peace talks. We'll see what happens. Oil tanking a little bit. The rest of the market feeling pretty good. We also have a huge, absolutely huge week coming up. So just nonstop earnings on the way. We'll see if we survive. But that being said, I think really the earnings, I think we have a couple that comes out today. I hold on. I took a picture of it before. Let me see if I can find if what we got coming out today. Uh yeah, today we got ON was pre-market. Otherwise, we got Ford, we got WM Waste Management, CWH Camping World. Those are today. So not too much really today. I think most of the anticipation probably going to be Tuesday. So that's going to be, we got before the market opens, we got PayPal, SoFi, McDonald's, which is McDonald's in a huge mess right now. We'll see how they kind of deal even with the PR opportunity that they get. We'll see. After hours, you got Google tomorrow, you got AMD tomorrow, you got Snap tomorrow, you got Reddit, CMG. I don't know. I thought SMCI was tomorrow, but I'm seeing reports it could be some other time, and then it could make sense. I know TradingView is telling me earnings is still tomorrow, but they won't give me a before or after. So I don't know. I'm a little questionable if earnings actually come out for SMCI, but it wasn't on the list. We got Wednesday before the market. We got Eli Lilly. You got Summit Therapeutics, Caterpillar, Shake Shack. At nighttime, we got Meta, some big guys on Wednesday night. We got Meta, Microsoft, Coinbase, Robinhood, MicroStrategies, cruise lines on Thursdays on for Thursday, but we have a lot of cruise ships. Probably airlines moving today too, but we have a lot of cruise lines also going just with oil down. So could be a decent sector if you're bullish, if you see any good pops anywhere across the board there. Otherwise, before the market Thursday, you got Norwegian, you got Uber, you got Peloton, you got Roblox, and then Thursday night, Apple, Amazon, Intel. So big week, big week. Let's see if we can survive. And then Thursday, Exxon Mobil, Chevron, and Dominion Energy, I think would be the bigger ones. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Otherwise, today, not really that many earnings coming out today. I think all the anticipation is tomorrow. We've seen the bullish run-up trade into earnings, and now you got them all pretty much coming out this week. So undoubtedly, market is jumping. And again, a little bit of a Jay's got 11.6. Yeah, I don't know why TradingView is throwing me off, but it kind of messes with my option play that I took on Friday. But it's up today. We'll see what happens. Uh, We'll see. Well, we got SPY. So interesting thing, we still are inside day, even with this little gap to go that we have today. Yesterday or Friday's candle, we did gap up higher. It was a retest, so we didn't really hold that gap, but that should have been more of a gap and go, I would have assumed, except we were not actually out of that Wednesday candle yet. Today we are. We've already retested once. I think this has the ability to break higher, but there's a lot of resistance on the SPY above us. So first stop for me is right where we're opening. So maybe we get a little pullback out of the gate, but we got 582.52 resistance. Next one up from there, 583.43, 583.77, and then a huge one, absolutely monster one would be 584.33. So if we get through that, I don't know. We might see a 2% day on the SPY today. We might see something crazy into the close. All of those levels have been already hit once. We can get through them again, so it is possible. But maybe a little bit of a dip since we were so strong overnight. We'll see. Santilla. What's up, Santilla? All right, we got Q's. Q's looking a little bit stronger, and a lot of those companies that we just went over are mostly tech for the most part. But Q's really, really good open. I kind of like this one a lot. Again, still inside day. I would expect probably a pullback. I would love to see it early as opposed to later. Later will give us a nice red candle into the close and probably some more, a little more like uncertainty. I would say, not, I wouldn't say panic, but uncertainty. First spot we could look for a pullback. I would say 497.70. If it gets a little overextended, you got 496.35. I think that should hold to the higher side. We still have a lot of room. We're kind of almost smack in the middle. Well, to the higher side, I would go with like 502.23. So I think we have some room to the higher side. I say we're smack in the middle if we're planning on coming back to like this 496.35. If we only get a small pullback, 497.59, if that can hold, then we do technically have more risk to reward to the bull side as well. But let's see, last higher volume candles. Nothing too crazy that stands out besides this one. We've already broke that. This was your retest into it. I would say, I guess this candle from Tuesday, October 15th, and we were gapping above that one as well. So yeah, all indicators, all signs look like momentum at least. Price action wants to keep us bullish for longer. Let me know if you guys got tickers. I see a couple that came in already, so we'll get to work. We'll do some of those ones. We got Google. Get some of these lines off. Nice gap up on this one. No earnings yet came out for them. Let's see if we had any news on them. That's a good gap though. Yep, tomorrow. Tomorrow after the bell. So we are getting that pre-market run after good consolidation. Everyone's just getting flashbacks of Tesla. Like, yeah, if Tesla could do it, everything else could, and it's gonna be crazy. Let's see if they got news. Specifically, I don't think so. Yeah, just Google earnings got them up there. Google earnings and the rest of the market moving. That's a good gap. I like that one a lot for bullish continuation. First, I don't know if I want to say first target, but I think target on this one, we could get probably 172.14. We could go a little overextended, knowing that earnings are coming out. You do have two levels before it. I think those are pretty much meaningless. We might get held up a little bit somewhere between this 171.42 into 172.18. Ultimately, I think those break, and we're looking at 172.18. And then if we could get a little bit crazier, the next stop up is 173.28 and then 174.46 if today's going to be a really bullish day. This kind of looks a little bit inverted head and shoulders. We've had consolidation for a while. I would expect that this one has the ability to run a little bit more. Do I want to take it right out of the gate? Probably not. This is still a retest gap. I don't think we come back for a full retest today. So 166.87, I don't think happens. I would like to see this one hold 169.48. So we'll see if that could hold first. If not, then you probably get a little deeper into 167.96. And then I would look to go along there as well. So we'll see. We'll see on that one. But really good gap. That one's got to be moved higher on my list for sure. Let me get that up there. All right. Coinbase. So we were talking about this one on Friday. We got filled on Friday, so we had the order out there. I didn't even think I was like, this was a good open that we had, or actually pre-market when we were talking it was a good open. Then it didn't really open so well, but that was enough pullbacks, so we did get filled on this one. I'm in it. I got my targets, and interesting. I mean, this is why I love the markets. I think this is a 1.4 target that we threw out here. I'd have to recalculate the numbers, but I think this is a 1.4. And then someone in the chats, the image I shared, it was like a broken link or whatever, wasn't working. He's like, yeah, man, Could you resend that link? Because I want to check out your targets. I'm in it, saying like different setup. And he had his targets up at like 2:30-ish. He's looking for 2 hours, 3 hours. And I'm like, yeah, this might have the possibility. And we got the election around the corner too. Both candidates are leaning pro well, but not pro Bitcoin, but pro crypto. So I think either direction on that one, you might get some more follow through on this one. We've had a few days of consolidation as well. Look for resistance on this one if you're day trading it at 215.13. Obviously, for the swing trade, I'm looking for that to break out as well. We'll see if that happens. Uh, but we're starting to break out of some decent conversation. And I think this one does get the pullback first. So we're still inside day. I think if you're looking to try it, your first spot to look would be 211.11. It is Coinbase. It's involved with the crypto world, which is the Wild West. You get big moves in both directions. So if you're more conservative, you want to get filled at the better price. I think throwing an order out at 206.65, worst case you miss the trade. But I would be looking for somewhere around 211.11 to hold today, see if that's strong enough, and then we'll keep going. Earnings come out on Wednesday on this one, Wednesday after the bell. So hopefully we get a push into target prior to that would be great. We will see. Yeah, for some reason I thought we had more time when we set up the swing as well. But we'll see. We get a pretty quick push into targets. Tesla. Tessie. Still continuing. Definitely retest gap for today. Not a lot holding us back. I think once we start breaking out of the 275.73 range, or off to the races again for another monster move. But yeah, I think this one continues at open. Probably get that pullback. I would be looking for some kind of pullback into 267.66. I think that would be a decent price. Worst case, if we start breaking through, watch for like 265.05. But again, all signs point to bullish. You have a little bit of volume coming in here, not much, but that's where the Bears' last stance is. If they got to push this thing back down, if they're gonna have any chance of getting out of this thing for a little bit less of a loss. But that looks pretty fantastic still. It's just very tough after you have a $30 gap up, and then it ran another 20 after the open, and then the next day we ran up another $10. So I think unless you get some kind of a pullback, and that's kind of what I'm waiting for now, is just some kind of a bigger pullback, and then run it up for the next move. But if you're in it, it still looks good in a bullish direction. Minus some early morning volatility, I would assume. You got Nvidia. Andrew, good morning to you as well. We got Nvidia. That one is chilling for now. I'm gonna have that lean to the bullish direction on it just because it's Nvidia. It probably goes higher. Probably could get the breakout, but we are at all-time highs. You got at least AMD earnings coming out tomorrow, and I think we kind of need uh, a little positivity in the AMD camp to show that you want AMD to be strong. I think that pushes Nvidia kind of higher. So we're up there. We're very close to all-time highs. We're not too far off it. It probably continues today bullish. But that being said, I think I would have a little. I think there could be better opportunities to day trade today. But if you're trading it, I'd stick bullish. Maybe get a little pullback first into like I don't know 141.88, something like that. But yeah, I'd stay bullish. Could be better opportunities elsewhere. I wouldn't be surprised if we're just kind of chopping here for most of today, most of tomorrow. Wait for the AMD earnings to come out, or maybe we start breaking out tomorrow afternoon, something like that, possibly. It could happen today too. So I'm not writing it off if I play direction. Yeah, it's bullish. All right, let's see what else we got. CCL, yep, Carnival, nice little gap on that one. Carnival Cruise. Also earnings this week. You are trapping. We had 2 green days in there. Otherwise, you're trapping at least the last 3. Plus, for the most part, all of those were just some kind of a pullback. The direction has been bullish after that kind of breakout, so that looks good. And then you're right at a spot. Bears came in twice. Not right at it, but very close to it. So somewhere around, I think 2180 would be concerned. I would be bullish. If I could get a pullback, I would greatly appreciate it. 2159 would be my first stop. Maybe we can make a retest into this 2143 potentially. But I'd watch them at open if I could get a high wave candle. I'd be more than willing to take a shot in a bullish direction. But we'll see how that one wants to open. We are definitely trapping. I don't know how much bears there is, but probably at least profit taking, and that is a pretty phenomenal gap on CCL DJT. Yeah, that one's gapping. Quite the move up into 42.17. Um, Big retest gap. Again, technicals on something like this one, it doesn't really work that great. It's still there. You still got the momentum to it. I'd follow the momentum to this, but this is also it is a retest gap. But the fact I don't know if this gap closes. We'll see. Or it closes today at least, but I think at some point this thing definitely closes. Otherwise, look for like 41.37, but DJT off of his Madison Square Garden rally that he had last night. He had Elon there. He had, I believe Tucker was there. I think he had, well, JD Vance was there. He had all the DJT headliners filling up Madison Square Garden. So you got a little bit of hype from that one coming into today. I'd have to wait again for a pull, but that's just a tough one for me to play. But the fact that we are gapping above 41.59, I like that one. You got room on this one to the higher side up to 45.13 for the immediate target. So there's some room on this one. We'll keep it up there, but let's see if I get a pullback first to some extent. Oh yeah. Hogan. I didn't see Hogan. I didn't see Hogan. Yeah, I didn't see the actual rally. I just saw a bunch of clips everywhere. Who was speaking? Jay Blue. I know Kill Tony guy was there. Tony Hinchcliffe, which for Tony, like yeah, for Tony, he's a comedian. He does what he does, but I don't know if it was the right venue for it. Like, if you take him for, hey, I'm a comedian, he was funny. He just does what he does. But then he opened up, and then of course that was going to be the headlines that I kind of picked up from what he said. Interestingly enough, which, which I saw the headlines. I think it was on CNN. They're like Trump loyalists at Nazi rally. And I'm like, wait, what's happening? But we got JetBlue. JetBlue is decent at opens. You got a good move into 734. That's probably going to be an initial resistance, a little bit of a retest gap. Again, see if this one could pull back a little bit. If not, if this one opens anywhere 735 and above, it can go, but you got resistance on this one, probably up until like $7.56. That's what I would be worried about with oil down. Staying bullish on airlines would make sense. I think there might be some better opportunities in airlines. Let's see if there's a better chart. Uh, Delta, decent. You still got some resistance on that one. Honestly, I think I'd probably be sticking with the cruise lines. See the cruises look better than some of the airlines, just in terms of range. Save and then save is save's a little rough. Save is a little rough. Let's check out RCL. Yeah, RCL I think has infinite amount of room ahead of it. Gapping into all-time highs. Carnival Cruise look like it has some more room. So I think the cruises might have more follow-through than the airlines today. Let's just check out AAL real quick too. Maybe AAL out of all of them. I'd still kind of want to pull back, but the fact you're breaking out that high wave, maybe get targets is like $14 on that one. All right, let's see. Hood, yeah, Hood had a speaking of speaking of politics, they're announcing that they are now opening up markets for election betting. So I don't know if they call it betting specifically, but I guess election trading maybe. Either way, you can bet on politics. So let's just call it what it is. But that's opening. They waited a good 7 days before the actual election to get that going. I feel like they could have got a lot more revenue doing it ahead of time. But none of the fact they were gapping up. They just had their conference too. The conference was strong. People liked it. They liked the new technology, I guess, or new platforms, new screens. So that looks good. This is a little bit of a retest gap from yesterday. I think this one probably fades out of the gate. Again, maybe not a huge fade, but watch for like 27.31. However, that being said, if this one does do a high wave candle, I'd be willing to go bullish on this one too. It's got some room on it. And it is gapping. There is plenty of room on this one to go higher. We've been saying this one for a while, just been taking us a minute to get there. Why do I feel like my one indicator is not here? I usually have those lines on the side, and I'm not seeing it today. Oh, there it is. No, I just missed it. That's all. All right. I was just not even looking in the right spot. That makes sense. Palantir, PLTR. Palantir. I bought back my last cover calls, which were $55. I made a small gain on those. I did it at the right time, which was good. We started bouncing almost immediately after I sold it or bought it back. So fantastic there. Then I resold yesterday, or not yesterday, Friday, $60 strikes. We'll see. I mean, it's a stock. It's not massive. Momentum looks good. Probably a small pullback again out of the gate. See if you could hold 44.96. You're at 52-week all-time highs with this gap. We also hit 52-week highs on Friday as well. It's got room without any resistance above us, so it just depends on where the market decides. I have no clue where that is. Otherwise, next or a week from today, you do get earnings on this one. The one thing I will say on Palantir, and I like the company, I don't want to give up my shares if I get called away at 60 because of earnings or whatever the case, so be it. It's a massive gain, like an average of like $10. So I'll take it. But their earnings, they have to come out. Like this is not one that I would play pre-earnings for me. If I'm already in it, you got a good price. Okay, hold through it, see what happens. Sell some covered calls. They got good premium on them. You can make some money either way on the trade, but they would. I think they have to really perform well after a move that we just had a little bit of a parabolic shift to the higher side. So for day trade wise, again, you're very high on this one, but see if you could hold that 44.96 zone. Oxy, yep. Hope you guys are looking at Oxy. Getting old Clapperoo today. Um, Not a great open for it. This is a retest. The last level of support that I got, 49.92. Do we hit that one pre-market? I know we're a little bit closer. Yeah, we came down to like $50.11. I would actually play this one for the fade, and it won't be my most comfortable trade, but I think this one fades. You're gonna look at $50.58 to the bullish side. If that could break your next target up, takes you to about $51. So that's where I'd be looking. If this is a full-on retest gap, you're gonna get to 51.30. So you got a little bit of room to the higher side. But this was potentially inverted head and shoulders. It had the look of it. Today's gap, that's going to change all of that. We're just hoping for a double bottom to hang in. Again, it's an ugly looking chart, ugly looking breakdown. We called it as soon as things started to really break this. I think it was like $56. Actually, maybe before that, even I think we were talking about like $59. But as soon as we started breaking that, this is your retest into that previous support. And all you're really hoping for right now is that this double bottom holds in if you're long on this thing. Otherwise, you have a lot more room to the downside. I don't really have levels until I don't really have anything stopping this one until realistically back to like 42.55. So it's got a lot of room to the down path. That being said, risk reward, you have good risk reward. You know where you're going to get stopped out. You can take a shot if you like get bullish and hopefully get some kind of correction. But that being said, and headlines on this thing is going to be we don't know what's happening. We have potential ceasefire deals and things. We don't know what's actually going to happen war wise or if anything else breaks out or if anybody does target any oil fields. So there's always going to be that risk right now for it. All right. Palantir, I'm seeing if I missed any other ones that you guys got. We talked about Coin, Google, Oxy. The other one I was looking at was Microsoft. Looks kind of interesting. Again, same thing inside day still. So that would be my biggest concern. We do have earnings coming out soon on this one. This is a nice gap into a little bit of resistance. So if you get the pullback on this one, if you're trying to go bullish, you're looking for like 428.80 to see if that comes in today. Got Meta from Corey. Meta looks good. Again, I'm a little concerned about that next target up. We'll see. We got earnings coming out. Maybe we could break through it, but 585.26 to the higher side. Give myself a little bit better risk reward. That's 579.75 would be my first zone. Otherwise, this one could come back, I think, for full on retest 575.86. Basically, I'm bullish on this market, but a lot of these stocks that I'm looking at out of the gate, unless we get some good high wave setups, and there's a couple of those where I'll be willing to take a shot. Just willing to take a shot on it. But I think we need some kind of pullback today, a little bit. For the most part, I think today is probably going to end higher. I think we get a nice green day today. I think tomorrow we probably gap up with a bullish move. I think tomorrow we do fade a little bit. Wednesday possibly a little red day, and then I'd probably go bullish Thursday, Friday. Just planning out the week, but we'll see what the earnings come in with, and that could shift things a little bit. That could shift it a little bit. QComs stay in put. SMCI. Um, this one might have a surprise upside move to it today. I think this one might have a little but surprise push to the bullish direction. We'll see what happens on this one. Otherwise, that is the morning bell. So everybody on YouTube land, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe and buttons if you guys have not done so already. Otherwise, you guys are awesome. But I got to disconnect. So